we're in the X5. It is Wednesday. Shifters in, transmissions in. Just adjusted the boot, tightened down those nuts for the shifter bracket. Console's still out. It's still a mess in here. We've got a lot of reassembly to do. But pedals in. It's not quite what we need yet, though, because the hydraulics still need to be attached and bled. Obviously, there's no fluid in the clutch sleeve or master cylinders. So we did the clutch switch wiring today, which is up here. It's the magnetic kind, just on the left of the clutch master cylinder there. BMW made a part for this that plugs in the clutch switch here, those wires, and then it comes over here to these two connectors. You got a blue and a purple, pink, whatever you want to call that. It's plug and play. What is that? This plugs right in the car. The wiring was already here, and it verified it in the EWS looking at the live data. It works. That is the easiest clutch switch we have ever installed. Not on the easier side were the pedals. The entire pedal carrier changed. So that's the aluminum part up there. That had to come out, get replaced. We've obviously got a different brake pedal, the skinny one, and then our clutch pedal. This is plastic, this is metal, and these pads are different because your brake pedal on the right side has this little ear, so you can't get your foot behind the brake if you're rapidly going from the throttle over here. We still need to learn how to take out the throttle and take out the kickdown switch. If we can't figure that out, then it can probably stay. It's not a big deal, but I'd rather not feel that. And then we've got our shifter. It's just a stock shifter. We're not doing anything crazy in this. Got the boot adjusted, the hardware's in here for the carrier, and that is shifting. It's real rough right now. One, because we can't press the clutch. Two, this transmission's never been driven, so I imagine fluid needs to circulate and lube up all the gears and such. So clutch switch wiring was easy. Then we move on to reverse switch. The schematic shows that it doesn't go to the light module, it goes to the cluster. Okay, so I take the cluster out. It's pin 4 on the black connector, 26 pin connector. It's already populated. I think, okay, why is that populated? Where's it going? So it goes out to X6011, which is in the DME box up here. X6011 is this guy, and pin 12 was on the body side, but not the trans side. So we robbed a pin from an E39 and put that in there to pin 12. Then we come over here to our old EGS auto garbage slush box transmission computer, and we're gonna use the candy cane wire. It's white with red stripe. We're going from copper to aluminum, but that doesn't really matter. So that's gonna be our signal for the reverse switch. Obviously the trans cable goes down to the automatic, the old automatic transmission. This is engine feed into the DME box. This is transmission. Now we need a ground. So our old EGS supply harness here had tons of grounds in it, so we just pulled one of those out, chopped off the spade connector, and put it on our Tiger wire here. This is an orange wire with black stripes, and that runs down to the transmission as well. So I found a connector on eBay that plugs into the reverse switch. I'm not going to crawl under there again. I've done this like 5 times today. But I hooked it up very temporarily, just with some test wires, put it in reverse, lights come on. So I estimated the wiring to be about 10 hours just because it was a big question mark. Never done it before, kind of can of worms. It could be done in about an hour if you really know exactly what you're doing. Probably taken us 2 to figure it out, but not bad. We've got our new Mahle radiator, or no, it's not Mahle, that doesn't exist. It's a Vallejo. Hopefully that lasts. Fan shroud is new. All cooling system hoses are new. Expansion tank is new. Cap is new. I'm gonna put the brass piece in there before this gets buttoned up. All power steering hoses are new. This is the weird cap that's not used on an E39 and 54. Well, actually it could be on a facelift maybe. And then obviously we've got to put our air box in here and the MAF, an additional boot. And this hole just stays open. There's not much that goes over here. We're leaving this open just in case there's any sort of troubleshooting. We have easy access to the plugs and coils. O2s have recently been replaced within about 200 miles. Water pump is Stewart brand. That should last a long time. Thermostat was done literally 50 miles before the engine was torn down. Valve cover's been replaced. Every piece of rubber and plastic is new. Oil filter housing gasket, of course, Vanos hose, all that good stuff. It's full of oil. I don't think there's any coolant in it yet, or power steering fluid. That's a new power steering reservoir, cap, and seal. So we're gonna have to pull the fuel pump relay and just crank it a bunch, circulate oil, let it build some oil pressure, and we will hopefully be giving it its first start tomorrow. Have to adjust the gearbox level, bleed out that slave cylinder, and then this thing's gonna be drivable here pretty soon. I hope. I did the coating yesterday. That seemed to go well. We do still have a trifecta illuminated. I think I figured out why we had a coding error in the DSC unit. The EGS was still plugged in and operating on the CAN bus. So DSC is like, wait, I'm coded wrong. I'm coded for a manual, but I have an EGS. So now that we've taken the EGS out, reset adaptations on the cluster again, that error has disappeared. I do not have a fault. No, I do. The fault that we've got in the DSC unit right now is it's like short-term power interruption or something like that. I don't quite understand that. I'm hoping once it starts on drives, that stuff goes away. If not, you'll hear me bitching about it. And there's new trim. No more wood. We've moved on to graphite, metallic, something like that. It's really nice. Looks great.